All right. So we're live right now, and I'm waiting for Instagram to recognize that so that I can go live on Instagram, and then we'll get started with my new best friend, Nicki Truesdell.
Thank
Uh,
you.
yeah, we are live. Hold on. And so this is just taking some time to catch up. So I asked Nicki to come on because you are just a fire hose with the propaganda for getting your kids out of school and homeschooling.
I take that as a compliment. Thank you.
Yes, I mean it as a compliment, actually. So it's weird. Um, I'm not getting this going live thing. Let me see if I can do this again. We
Okay.
might not be live on Instagram, which would be very annoying. Oh, it says I am live. Okay. All right. I'll believe it. It doesn't say I'm live on the other thing, so now I'm confused. Let me see if I can just change it. No. All right. Oh, fudge. I guess okay. I think I know what I did wrong. All right. Sorry to keep you all waiting. So Nicki, you're a big homeschool proponent and you post tons of stuff on Instagram that's just really like common sense things that we dare not think about because we all went to school and we were taught to think certain ways about schooling and certain definitions with regards to what education is and stuff like that. So why don't you just by way of just being friendly, why don't you introduce yourself to people so they know a little bit about your background and how you came to be Nicki Truesdell?
Okay. Well, I am actually a second generation homeschooler, and I have 5 kids that I've been homeschooling for the past 25 years. And if you're trying to do the math, it's because they're all spread out in age. But I was a homeschool student back in the 1980s when very few people were doing it. And I was homeschooled by parents who did not have a college degree. My mom didn't have a high school diploma. And so that's when I first learned that anybody could do this. And not only without a degree, but also without any money, without a co-op, and that was before the internet existed. And so by the time I had children, I knew it was possible, and I knew it was the only thing for our family. And so I jumped in with both feet. And in the last
Why
20 years,
why was it the only thing for your family? Like you knew it was possible. So outcome wise, did you were your outcomes great? Like people went to Harvard and then they became Nobel Prize winners, or like how are you judging your success?
well, I would say my reason for being the only thing for our family was for the biblical worldview, for the spiritual upbringing, which you cannot get in a public school. But I also learned, through experience as a homeschool kid that the education outcomes were better too. And I did go to college and I got a business degree. And so I could see all of that. It's possible, it's doable, it's affordable, but it's also the way for Christians. And I will say that unapologetically, that is the way that Christians should raise their children, to get a completely biblical worldview in all aspects of their education.
Excellent. Just so well said. All right. So now you've got five. How old are your kids, incidentally?
Well, my oldest is 27 and the youngest is 14. So I have 3 actual grown adult children who have graduated, and they were all homeschooled all the way through. And I'm currently homeschooling a 14-year-old and a 16-year-old.
Are any of them eligible for marriage?
Yes, they are. One
Okay.
is married,
We'll
still
talk
4.
after the show.
Okay.
All right. So you're still in the thick of it, but you've already seen good outcomes and you're enjoying it and you understand. Can I just can we just say you understand that education is much more than the academics, right?
Absolutely. I always say it's discipleship. No matter where your kids go to school, they are being discipled, even if it's at a secular public school, they are being discipled. And so parents need to decide who they want to disciple their children.
So so let's move on to school choice because that's what I build this as. It's a conversation about school choice. This is a hot button topic. Linda McMahon, she just went on Laura Ingraham last night, I think it was, and said they're shutting down the department. Her mandate is to shut down the department. They're going to fire or let go maybe 50%, maybe more. They were I think 4,000. They're sort of letting go like 2,000 right now, and then we'll see as they go further. She said that the the sort of entitlement programs would not be touched. And many of those go through other departments. And I don't know all the intricacies of all of that. But do you want to just comment on what her position is these days and where you think this is going?
I actually asked a friend of mine about that because, like you said, I don't understand all the ins and outs of public school funding. I haven't been in the public school system since 1983. So a lot has happened and a lot has changed. But what I do know is that she is for school choice legislation. And so I asked a friend here in Texas about that. Just because they're shutting down the Department of Ed, does that mean what does that mean? I tend to distrust government, and so shutting down the Department of Ed doesn't necessarily make me feel confident that all of the federal regulations are going to go away and that the education will go back to the states. I'm not really sure yet. I am kind of waiting to see. I did see that interview last night, so I'm playing the waiting game right now.
Yeah, I don't know that we can look. She has to couch her words for the detractors, just like everybody. Do you know what? I'm being encouraged to start this over with a new key for Instagram because we are not live on Instagram. So that's what I'm going to do. We're going to pause here and we'll come back. We'll pick it up. So I need to get you. Let me end the stream. And guys, just tune right back in. I'm so sorry for this, but I will be right back on all of the platforms, including Instagram, in just a moment.